Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, in this lesson we will be creating the game over screen. Right now we can see that we are in the play scene. To change it to the game over scene, open the scenes folder and double click the game over scene. Right now our scene is empty, but we won't be needing many objects anyway. First we need to add the background. Therefore, find our sprites folder and expand the game over scene sprites. Find the background image and simply drag it into the scene. It's too big now, so I'm going to resize it a little bit. You can play around with this since it's your game and you can make it however you want. I think this should be fine for now. We can go ahead and rename this to Game Over Background. And we can assign it a sorting layer of the background. Once that is done, we are going to need two new text objects, one for the current score and one for the high score. We are going to be using the 3D text again, so go ahead and right click in the hierarchy tab, go to 3D object and find 3D text at the bottom. We can see that our text appears behind the background now, but we can't simply assign it a sorting layer because we don't have the sprite renderer component as we did in the 2D object. However, I found a very simple solution for this. Simply click on Add Component and type in Sorting. A sorting group component will pop up, so make sure you select that. And now we are able to select a sorting layer even for this 3D object. So go ahead and open the drop-down menu and select Foreground Sorting Layer. This will fix our problem very easily. Our text is still blurry. In order to fix that, we are going to increase the font size to about 200 and decrease the character size to 0.05. And this should give us a nice high quality text. Make sure to reset the positions and then drag it into place. Instead of Hello World, we want our default text to be 0. Once you are happy with the positioning, we are going to duplicate this game object. To do that, simply select it and press Ctrl+D on your keyboard, or simply right click and choose Duplicate. Now drag the second game object down below the best score. Again, once you are happy with the positioning, it's time to change the names of these objects. The first one is going to be the current score, and the second one is going to be the high score. Once that is done, we need to add the color switch logo at the top to make it look like the original game. Therefore, we'll need to go back to the home scene. In order to do that, first we need to save this scene. Simply press Ctrl+S on your keyboard or Command+S on Mac. Then double click the home scene to go there. The game object that holds this logo is the logo game object. Select it and right click to copy it. Then once again double click the game over scene to switch and simply right click in the hierarchy tab and choose paste. Drag it up a little bit and you can play with the positions. I'm going to also decrease it, so I'll choose a scale of 0.8. Once you are happy with that, we will also add a button that will be able to take us back to the home menu from the game over screen, in case you want to exit the game or something. So go to our sprites of the game over scene, and this is the sprite that we are going to use for the home menu button. Simply drag it into the scene. And we can notice that it's also behind the background, but this time we can just change the sorting layer right in the sprite renderer component. Open up the drop down and choose Foreground. It's also too big for this scene, so let's change the size to about 0.4. and drag it into place. We can change the name to Home button. And it's also going to need a collider, so click on Add Component, choose Physics 2D, and choose a Circle Collider for it. Make sure you select the Is Trigger option to Enabled. And then it's going to need a new script, so right click on our scripts folder, create C# script. We will call it Home button script. Double click it to open it up in Visual Studio, and it's going to be a very simple script, so this won't take much time. First off, we need to import the scene management, so at the beginning type using Unity Engine .scene management. And we can go ahead and delete the start and update methods, since we are going to use the onMouseDown method. If you are using Visual Studio, it should just autofill the whole method for you. So if we click this button, we want the scene manager to take us to the home scene. So it's going to be scene manager.load scene, and the scene that we want to load is the home scene. Make sure you don't make a spelling mistake here, since that's very important. And that will be it for this script. So go ahead and save it, and make sure you attach it to the home button. Home button script. And let's see if it works. Now that that is finished, we'll need to add a much bigger button here at the bottom that will make us replay the game immediately without going back to the home screen. It's going to be a similar procedure as with the home button. So open up the sprites folder and find this sprite and drag it into the scene. First off, we want to change the sorting layer since it's behind the background. It's going to be the foreground sorting layer. Reset the positions and then drag it into place. And I'm going to reduce the size to about 0.7. We can change the name to Reload button. It is also going to need a collider, so go to Add Component, Physics 2D, Circle Collider. And this one is also going to be a trigger, so make sure you select the Is Trigger option. Naturally, it will need its own script as well, so right click on the scripts folder and choose C# script. And this is going to be the Reload button script. Double click it to open it up. And once it's open, we will need to do the same things as we did in the home button script. First, implement the scene management. Then we will delete these two methods. And we will use the onMouseDown method. Then we want the scene manager to load a scene called PlayScene. Again, make sure you don't have any spelling mistakes, and this should be enough. Go to File and click on Save All. Then go back to Unity, select the Reload button, and make sure you attach the right script to it. Once we are done, let's test it out.